This is the Foundation June 2011 Pilot Paper 1. Remember, first page always gives you your formula list. Question 1, always very similar format. Number 1, write down in figures the number 35,602. Figures means in numbers. So we're going to have 35,602. Write down in words 17,025. Often useful to say it in your head aloud. 17,025 in words. Okay. Using the following list of numbers, write down two numbers that have a sum of 80. So remember, sum means that they add up to 80. When you add up to 80, we're going to look here. 15 adds 65. We're going to add up to make 80. Okay, two numbers with a difference of 32. Now then, when they say difference, what that means is that take away to make 32, or they have a gap of 32 between them. Now then, a trick to work this one out would be look for two numbers that are going to take away the end numbers to give you a 2. Okay, so we're going to look through this list. So this is the June 2011 Pilot Paper 1. Now the first page, you always get your formula list. Then the first question over here, I already started to mean something, so it says, write down in figures the number 35,602. So in figures, write in numbers. So you get 35,602. Next one, write down the number in words 17,025. Part B tends to be a list of numbers that have a sum of 80. So sum means two numbers that add up to give you 80. So that's going to be 15 and 65. Two numbers with difference of 32. Now that means that take away to give you 32, or have a gap of 32. Trick for this is look at the second number and find two numbers that are going to give you, take away to give you a 2. So if you can see, I've got a 5 there, and to get a 2, we need another number which ends in a 3, so we could use 53. So 85, take away 53, it's going to give us a difference of 32. A multiple of 9, multiple means a number in the 9 times table. So which of these are in the 9 times table? It's going to be 54. A square number. Now the square numbers, or if you write them out like this, so if you have 1 times 1 is 1. That 1 is the first square number. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is the second square number. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 is the third square number. And so on. So these, your answers are going to be the square numbers. So 4 times 4 is 16, and etc. Keep going on and on. So looking up here for a square number, it's going to be 49, because 7 times 7 is 49. All right. Factors of 35. Factors are numbers that go into 35. So always start with 1 and do them in pairs. So 1 goes into 35 times. Then work up. Okay, so try 2, no. Try 3, no, doesn't go in. 4 doesn't go in. Yep, 5 does go in. So 5 goes into it 7 times. And that's all the factors of 35, numbers that go into it. Basically, which times tables do 35 appear in? Right then, how many books at £8.99 each can be bought with £40? So you want to basically say, how many 8.99s are in 40? So work out in your head, that is roughly £9. So we can say in our head, estimating how many 9s are in 40. Which is going to give me, there are 4. So we can say 899 times 4. Let's work that out. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 4 is 36. And the 3 is 39. 8 times 4 is 32. And the 3 is 35. So we know then that would 4 of them would cost us £35.96. So we can't buy any more. So that just means £4. Okay, question 2. The shape shaded, and it says what percentage the shape is shaded. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts of it. Okay, so there's 5 parts. So if there's 5 parts, then the whole thing is going to be worth 100%. There are 5 of them. One of them is going to be worth 100 divided by 5 is going to be worth 20%. So each little bit is worth 20%. So 2 of them are shaded. So we've got 2 times 20 is 40%. What percent is unshaded? 1, 2, 3 are unshaded. So 3 times 20 is 60%. Now then, write 1/4 as a decimal. Now then, 1/4. Imagine if you shaded in 100 square and you shaded in 1 in every 4 of those there, you would shade in 25 squares or 25%. Another way you could work this out is doing 1 divided by 4, which is just going to give us 0.25. Guess what you need to learn. 24% is a decimal. To go from percentage to decimal, we divide by 100, which is just going to give us 0.24. Now then, write them in order of size with the smallest first. What you want to do for that one is write them all in the same type. So, first one there, we already know 1/4 is 0.25. Write them all as decimals this time. 24% we know is 0.24. And 3/10, that means 3 divided by 10, which is 0.3. So now we can see which is the smallest. So which is the smallest of these numbers is a 0.24. But write it in the original form. So write it in 24%. Next biggest is 0.25, which was a 1/4 up here. And the last was 0.3, which was 3/10. And that's your final answer. Now then, which metric unit is best used? Metric, remember, are modern units. Okay, so distance from Rome to Paris. Now that's going to be a long distance, so it's going to be kilometres. Volume of water used for shower. Remember, volume is cubic, so centimetres cubed. Area is squared, so metres squared. And the weight of a piece of toast is fairly light, so it's just going to be grams. Okay, question 4. Write down the next term in each of the following sequences. So always find out what is the jump going up. So it's going up, it's adding 7. So 25 add 7 is 32. This one here, you're taking away 8. So take away 8 from 56 is going to be 48. Write in words the rule. So this time we're going up, we're adding 6. So the rule is add 6. This time, if you work it out, sometimes we use to go to the smaller ones. How many 3s are in 9 is 3. So we're dividing by 3 each time. So the rule is divide by 3. Question 5. Probability words. Choose the best word to describe the probability. So you've got impossible, unlikely, even, likely, certain. That it will rain in London on at least one day from April to April, till the end of April. Now then, it's April showers, it's likely that it is rain. It's not certain that it will rain, but it's very likely that time of year. Don't know for definite it will. Could have a very hot year. The outside temperature in Wales will be over 25 degrees in October. Now then, doesn't usually happen, so it is unlikely, but it's not impossible. It could be 25 degrees if we had a very hot autumn. Now then, to get a score of 8 on a dice. Now we all know dice, the dice has 6 sides, highest you can get is a 6. So it is impossible to get a score of 8. Part B. A survey was carried out to find how many DVDs were sold. Now this is called a pictogram. Remember, you look for the key. So this represents 4 DVDs. So here we'd have 4. And then we've got a 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. This represents 3. How many DVDs were sold on Tuesday? So each of these is with 4. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16. How many sold on Wednesday? 4, 8. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. So 4, add 3 is 11. Remember, this represents 3/4. There were 10 DVDs sold on Thursday. Draw this on the pictogram. So this represents 4. 8. We want 10. So we want a half of 1 then, because that represents 2. Okay, sorry on my bad drawing. How many more DVDs were sold on Saturday than Monday? So we look at Saturday, we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 22. Monday, we've got 4, we've got 7. So how many more? 22 on Saturday, 7 on Monday. That means 15 more were sold.